Good morning, everyone. Thomas Montgomery. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning, July 28th, 2021. We get together with our distribution partners most weekday mornings at this time, 8 o'clock Central, or a minute or so before. A couple housekeeping items, and we'll get into our agenda for today, which is a carryover from yesterday. So we ended up being oversold on the in-person training on Friday, August 20th. There's no more space for it. We did go ahead and set up another session for Friday, August 27th. So 1 week later, we'll still start at 9, still end at 4. Lunch is still provided. And that in-person training is the train the trainer. So if you're interested in coming in and you're not already confirmed for August 20th, then let us know. We can get you booked for August 27th. We've got a bigger room reserved, more capacity if you want to come in for the train the trainer. Okay, that was the housekeeping item. Yesterday, what we talked about, and I'll flip the screen over here. Yesterday, we talked about the cheap business address and went through it, and it generated a lot of activity after the call. So we've kind of bundled that up to go through some of the topics, some of the concerns, some of the issues, and we're going to vet through those now. Okay, so our topic for today is the cheap business address. It serves as 3 purposes. Number 1, it's a great door opener, and several of you have already started to use it as a door opener. We'll get more into that here in a minute. It's quick and easy income. Some of our distribution partners are really needing quick injection of capital because of a variety of reasons. This is it. We'll talk more about that in just a moment. But ultimately, what we're doing is helping clients, and certainly we're going to dig into that now. So what's the overview? Why is this relevant? Again, if you attended yesterday's training, we went through this. I think what we're going to talk about today is not going to be redundant. It's going to build upon it. If you didn't watch yesterday's training, it's sent out the YouTube to everyone. Okay, so first point, and I don't think we're going to be able to debate this. It's a matter of fact. Credible businesses need to look credible, right? To have increased access to capital, there's certain things that we need to do to be set up properly to be able to access capital under the EIN. Otherwise, we're really just acting as a person. Can we go get funding as a person? Can we get personal loans and personal credit cards? Of course, but that's really not our proposition. So a credible business needs to have a unique business address. I just got off the phone with Ronald, one of our clients, working on a $3 million capital raise. Just got off the phone with him. He's set up using his residential address. That's not going to fly, right? That is not credible. You don't have a business that is domiciled or based out of a residential address. Now, can you work from home? Sure, no one really cares, but you don't want to have a residential address. As we talked about yesterday, no, post office boxes do not work either. You can dress it up and call it suite numbers or hide the fact that it's a PO box. It doesn't work. It's coded as such in the United States Postal Service database. Residential addresses are not credible. Post office boxes are not credible. And unfortunately, as we talked about yesterday, signing up for a Regus or a WeWork or these shared office addresses doesn't work. Now, notice I didn't say that Regus or WeWork is not credible, but if they're not giving you a unique address that no one else has, then it's not credible. Shared addresses get red flagged. Will that keep you from getting a capital raise? No. Will it keep you from getting as much capital and will prevent you from getting some sources? Yes. And we used the SBA, the Small Business Administration example yesterday. So every credible business needs a unique business address. How could they get that? Well, they could obviously go buy a building. I told you yesterday, we went and bought a building. We closed on it last Friday at 3 p.m. So you can go buy a building. That's not practical. And frankly, it's a big distraction. We encourage a lot of our early stage clients, don't go buy real estate unless that's the core of their business, because I can tell you, it pulls you away from what you need to be focused on. You're dealing with a lot of landlord issues. You could go lease space. And if that's what you need, true dedicated lease space, then go do that, right? If you're operating a bakery, you probably need lease space. But for a lot of businesses, you really don't need the expense or the headache of buying real estate or leasing space. You can use the address model. So that's why we launched this yesterday, is not to distract from the core focus, but just to continue to highlight there are certain credibility factors that businesses need to meet. And especially if we're wanting to raise capital under our EIN, the business has to be set up credibly. Okay, second bullet of the overview. You can earn $100 to $500 paid up front, no waiting, paid today, for helping clients get a unique business address. Hey, that may interest you and it may not. I can tell you, and probably not any of you that are on the call today, but we've got some distribution partners, they're running on fumes, and I'm not belittling them. They're just broke with a capital B. This is going to be a lifesaver for some of them, because for some of them, an extra $100 to $200 a day will make a big difference in their livelihood. And so this is quick and easy income that's paid today rather than waiting. So that's the second bullet in the overview. And then the proposition that we have is strong because it's more than just providing a unique business address. It provides free assistance in building out business credit, because I think most of us realize we should try to separate our personal credit from our business credit. So that way we even get to the point that we can buy things and get access to credit and funding, and we don't have to personally guarantee it. The example I gave yesterday is 100% honest true. We did this model, we followed it, we bought a commercial address, financed 90%, paid 10% down, and did not have to put a personal guarantee on it. So building business credit absolutely works. But to build business credit, the business has to be set up credibly. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in more detail as we go along. So stand by on that one. Certainly, the way that we've set up the business address, in addition to helping the client become more credible, in addition to putting money in your pocket today, it helps the client save money because there's no corporate income tax in Texas. Now, there's a handful of states. I think there's 5 states total that have no corporate income tax. So, of course, it's equal to those 4 other ones, but that means the other 45 states have corporate income tax. So we can actually help clients save money. And then, as we talked about yesterday, there are different sources of capital, and some of them have geographic requirements. And so the Chapman Fund is a loan program. It has to be paid back. It's not a gift. But the bottom line is it is a source of capital that's, I would argue, easier to qualify for because it's administered through a taxing authority. So it's not just given away, but it's frankly has lower underwriting criteria than most traditional loans, because it's money that they have that is specifically designated to start and grow small businesses and the workforce grant. Again, we talked about those things yesterday, so I don't want to be redundant, but that's part of the value proposition. It was Elon yesterday that really emphasized the fact that she's going to use this as her primary door opener to get clients for access to capital. So, the access to capital is our bread and butter, right? That's helping small businesses get a guaranteed $100,000 capital raise. And there's no upfront cost for that. But I know some of you, not probably all of you, but some of you are finding that this cheap business address concept is a way to start the dialogue, get referrals, and put some money in your pocket immediately. So that's the overview. And so this is new information we didn't really talk about yesterday. I do want to go through this for a moment because I see the vast majority of small business owners mess this order up. And I'm very interested in your feedback if you feel different. So let's say that you want to start a new business, or you're consulting with someone that wants to start a new business, and they say, what do I do first? Well, assuming that they've not started the new business entity yet, there are 4 steps, and almost everybody gets this wrong. Almost everybody. Now, they won't if they talk to you first, right? What do you do first if you want to form a new entity? You need to go get the address first. Well, why would I need to get the address first? Because when you go to the Secretary of State and form the entity, guess what? They're going to ask, what is the address? And that address goes into the public records, and it's picked up by Dun & Bradstreet, and it becomes your address. Can you change the address later? You can. Can that be cumbersome and cause challenges? It can. It's best. It's absolutely, without question, best. If you're going to start a business, and we have a lot of clients that are just starting new businesses for capital raise because they haven't really made some great decisions in the past with their existing business. But regardless, step 1 is you need to have an address. Well, I could just use my home address. Well, that's terrible, right? That's what Ronald did. Ronald started a business. Now the home address is on record everywhere. That's not credible. We need a unique business address. And so it makes sense to start with that. Otherwise, we're going to go form an entity either with the wrong address or with a bad address, and we're going to have to go change it. And that takes time and effort. So we need an address if we're going to start an entity. Then we form the entity through the Secretary of State. Then we need to obtain an EIN, free, simple, easy, through the IRS. EIN is going to ask, what's your address? So we need to use the same address in every instance. And again, if we use some temporary address here, guess what? We're going to have to go change it with the state. We're going to go change it with the federal government. Then we're going to go change it with Dun & Bradstreet because it's going to be picked up through their spiders. You have to go change it with Experian Business. You have to go change it with Equifax Business. It becomes a mess. It's better to not have to change addresses, but certainly you can change addresses. We'd recommend if you need to change addresses, go to your CPA. They're going to charge you probably $300 to $500, and then they'll do all those filings and make sure it's done right. Okay, 4th step and final step of starting a business is you need a business bank account. And sometimes we get pushback on this, which is bewildering. It's not a credible business if it doesn't have a business bank account. Oh, I accept PayPal. That is not a bank account. We need to open a business bank account. Where? You can open the business bank account wherever you want. The client can open it wherever they want. But what do you and I know? We need to open it with a business-friendly bank that hopefully that by opening an account, we're in line to get our first round of funding or an early stage of funding from the bank. So it's crazy. I see some people will go open a business bank account with a bank that doesn't do small business lending. That's not good, right? It's not smart. So we recommend Woodforest National Bank. We don't get any kickbacks from them. They have locations in lots of Walmarts. They're national. They'll allow you to do a lot remote. They have second chance. So even if there's a prior problem with check systems, with the database of banking history. So Woodforest is our recommendation. But I don't care which bank the client goes to, but that is our recommendation. So once you get the address, form the entity, get the EIN, then what we want to do is open a business checking account with whatever bank the client prefers. And if it's with Woodforest, then we will go ahead and quickly apply for a line of credit because they offer, even startups, lines of credit. So 4 steps to start a business. Let's stop and see if there's any questions any of you have. And again, if you want to debate it, it's fine with me. But I believe the 4 steps are you need to figure out your address first, and then use that address to form the entity, use that address to obtain the EIN, and use that same address to open the business bank account. We need to have consistency in the address usage from the state level, from the federal level, and at the bank level. Who has questions on these 4 steps to start a business? You're going to run into a lot of clients that are already in the midst of it, and it's fine. So this isn't meant to say, oh, you've messed up, it's too late. But just to clarify, I see a lot of people, they'll get their EIN even before they do steps 1 or 2, and it's maddening. That is not good. This is what, when I worked for the SBA, SBDC, we taught workshops all around these 4 steps. Okay, we good there? Any questions, concerns? Okay, as far as earning some quick money, you can use the flyer that we circulated to everyone yesterday, the Cheap Business Address flyer. And then just to clarify, and this is what I think we were visiting with, I think it was Zahn yesterday. So you can charge an application or a processing fee for any client to be able to get the Cheap Business Address. You pick the amount, and it says it here. You decide what their application fee is, or processing fee, whichever you want to call it. They pay that directly to you. It goes into your pocket right now. If you want to accept cash or Bitcoin or Zelle or PayPal or Venmo or Cash App, that is up to you as the distribution partner. You're collecting that application/processing fee directly from the client. Self-review of how I already started to do this. It's working out just fine. If you have a question on it, let me know. Once you've done that, then you're going to submit them into us. And it's super simple. We want to keep this super simple. All you're going to do is email us, info@cheapbusinessaddress.com, and all you need to send us is the client's name and email. There's really not even a contract for this. We just need to set up the payment arrangement, which is the $99 a month. We'll send that to them. We'll send them as an Adobe packet. And it'll frankly have 3 items in it. It'll have the flyer, the same flyer, just reiterating this. It'll have information about state corporate income taxes and how Texas is one of the states that doesn't have any income tax. And then it'll have the ACH authorization for them to be able to pay the $99. Super simple. So we're not going to talk to them about the application or processing fee, because that is something that you've talked to them about. We'll let them know that, yes, normally there is one, and you'd be working with your point of contact for that. So we won't throw you under the bus, right? So if you charged a little bit or if you charged a lot, whatever it is, that's between you and them. What we would say is it's normally around a $500 application/processing fee. So that way, if you charge $500, great. That's, we reiterated that. Or if you give them a discount, you say, well, you know what, it's normally $500, but what we can do is if we can get started today, we can cut that in half. I've got some vouchers or some coupons or some discount codes. I can give you one of those, and we'll cut it from $500 to $250 if we can get started today. You collect the $250, you put it in your account, preferably your business account, so it's helping your business cash flow and financial statements, and then you email us their contact information. Are there any questions on how quick and easy that is? Okay. And then we are launching a new contest, and this again was Elon's idea or suggestion. And so what we want to do is kind of have some fun with this. So starting this week, starting immediately, whichever of you have the most clients that enroll in the Cheap Business Address will recognize you, which is fun to be recognized amongst your peers as the top producer. And we'll give you a $100 bonus. So on top of you keeping all the application fees that you've collected, it's a little extra thank you. We'll buy you lunch or buy you dinner. Okay, so with that being said, what questions does anyone have? Because what this should seem is very relevant. Why is it relevant? Because most small business owners are not setting up their business entities properly to be able to access capital under their EIN. And at the core of that is having a commercial address. Do they have to get the commercial address from you and I? Of course not. But does the commercial address need to be a true, unique business address, not a shared address, not a post office box? It does. It does. Anna Marie's asking, who can promote this? This can be promoted by affiliates and or white label partners. There's no restriction on helping us help clients with the cheap business address. Anna Marie, thank you for that. Okay, so again, in summary, why are we going through this? Financial literacy is at the core of what we do. We have to educate people on how to position themselves for a capital raise. We like accessing capital whenever possible under the EIN instead of under the Social Security number. And that helps a lot because a lot of these folks have damaged credit, or if they have great credit, they want to separate it. And again, I don't, everyone wants these success stories and testimonials and case studies. I can't give you a better one than us, right? We literally closed on a commercial complex Friday at 3 p.m. and we did not have to use any personal guarantees. It was purchased under the EIN only. Oh, was that business around a long time? No, that business was less than 30 days old. But you know what we did? We set it up properly. We set it up properly. And that's what you and I are trying to reiterate to people. How you go about setting up your business makes a difference. And so often small businesses make mistakes. But yes, Kevin, I'll send that to you. But we sent this flyer out to thousands and thousands and all of our current distribution partners yesterday. So if you didn't receive it, let me know, but you should have. And I know when we send that many emails, the server has to go through gyrations so they don't all instantly go at once. But Kevin, if you didn't get that yesterday, that is indicative that you may not be getting communication. But yes, we'll send it to you. Okay, so again, I'm not here trying to pitch you on something or to change your direction. What you and I are trying to do is solve problems. And the number one problem of entrepreneurs in the nation is, I need capital to start or grow. Well, we know that there's different types of capital, isn't there? One of my favorites is the Chapman Fund. Easier to qualify. And I know the pessimist in the room always says it only goes to $250,000. Only $250,000. Can't they go higher? No, they won't. It's tax-based money. They want to distribute it. You have to have a business that meets the geographic qualification, and they're not going to go above 250. But we can stack loans, right? We could do a Chapman for 250, and then we could do an SBA or non-SBA on top of that. It's not competing with one another, but it's a great first source of capital. The workforce grant is not a loan. It's providing free money to be able to help hire employees. And again, it's tax subsidy, tax subsidized. Okay, so anyone have questions? And so again, those of you that came late, just to reiterate, our Train the Trainer training on Friday, August 20th, we're out of capacity. I apologize. Some of you were thinking about it, talking about it. There's no more seats available on August 20th. We actually oversold, and like Christopher's on the call, we actually refunded his money yesterday because it was oversold. Apologize for that. Lesson learned. So we scheduled a follow-up session on Friday, the following Friday, August 27th. If you're interested in coming Friday, August 27th, we do have space. I don't think that we'll exhaust that before Monday, so everyone has time to think about it and plan for it. But please, please, please do not book your travel until you have confirmed a seat at the training. If you'd like to come join us at Train the Trainer on August 27th, you're welcome to. Okay, who has questions, concerns, comments? What can I do to assist any of you on the topic of the day? Anyone have any questions? Okay, well, we will be back tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Let us know if there's anything that we can do for you. And let's have a great, strong finish to the month. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.